Right, we have two new warpaths in Call of Dragons and they look really nice. Today we're going to discuss them, and in my opinion, especially Bruinbear looks like he's tailored for a specific march. Without further ado, let's start with their skills. First of all, let's discuss Shadow Faedrake. It's magic, fighter and support, but the main thing is of course his talent skill. Shadow Hunter deals damage to the target legion, that's not important, and it inflicts captive. So the question is, what is captive? Legions deal more damage to the targets inflicted with captive. When you deal damage with your warpath, you are increasing the damage taken of the enemy, which is, in my opinion, huge. Damage bonus is, for this one, it's only 1.2%, but as you know, if you get a 1-star or even 2-star talent, this number can go up really high, and it is determined by intelligence. And we of course have two support skills for this main talent skill. Enduring Shadow Hunter increases the duration of Shadow Hunter's captive effect. Every 250 spirit extends the duration by 1 second. In my opinion, this is massive. So remember, we have intelligence and this one is spirit, because on the base version the duration is 2 seconds, but with this one you can really take it up to like 4 maybe even 5 seconds, of course depending on your spirit. But increasing that, the duration of more damage taken to your enemy is, in my opinion, super important. So of course you want to have your Shadow Hunter and Enduring Shadow Hunter, and then for the third one we have this time Forceful Shadow Hunter, and this one basically increases the damage of your talent skill. Well, it's definitely not as important as Enduring Shadow Hunter. However, when you just go for all 3 core skills, it just makes the warpath very clean, and in my opinion gives you a better path to upgrade. However, since this one is, here's the key, not the most important one compared to Enduring Shadow Hunter, and this also determined by intelligence. So if you use Shadow Hunter and Forceful Shadow Hunter, this means you're already using your 2 slots out of 3 when it comes to intelligence, which may cause a little bit of a trouble when you are building your warpath, because as I said, you are using 2 of your intelligence slots out of 3. But Enduring Shadow Hunter is determined by spirit, and I think it is really important. And here you can see recommended skills. Magic spirits I think is really good, because first of all, you are not using an intelligence skill slot, and it says crit damage on the base one, of course, 7.2% when warpath skill deals magic damage. Of course, this one dealing magic damage. And the key here is, since with this magic damage you are inflicting captive and increasing your target's damage taken, I think skills that does boost the damage of your march rather than your warpath is going to be quite massive on your Shadow Faedrake, and Magic Spirits does exactly that. It increases the crit damage of your legion when a warpath deals magic damage. We have of course Magic Fortune, and it is great as well because again it's not using your intelligence slot, it is determined by luck. With this one you're increasing your crit damage, and with this one you're increasing your crit rate, which is also super important. Outburst of Rage is really good, but you know, this is determined by agility, and of course you want to focus mostly on intelligence, spirit and luck if you consider all other skills. So I don't think it's going to be a great fit for the warpath. This one, Elemental Harmony, just like Magic Spirits, again increasing your crit damage when a warpath deals magic damage, and this time it's just determined by intelligence. So it is giving you that flexibility. If you don't have, let's say, other intelligence skills, then you can use that lost intelligence slot for Elemental Harmony, or if you filled your intelligence slots, and then you can go with Magic Spirits because it's determined by spirits. I think this warpath is really strong, especially like increasing the damage your target taking is massive. The only thing to keep in mind here is that captive is a single target debuff, and I think it's going to be better if you just use this warpath on heroes that are dealing single target damage to benefit from this damage increase bonus as much as possible. Yes, of course, it's going to work with magic heroes that deal AoE damage, just like Lilia, but in my opinion, as I said, it's going to be the best for high single target damage heroes. Moving on to Bruinbear. We have again, of course, 3 core skills. His talent skill is Quickening. Gains charge, each counterattack against an enemy legion inflicts 1 stack of barbed mark, max 3 stacks. The next time the hero casts a raid skill, they deal damage up to 5 surrounding enemies and clears all stacks from those enemies, duration 3 seconds, damage physical, blah blah blah. Now first of all, the great thing about Bruinbear is that your path of gearing this warpath with skills is pretty obvious, because Quickening, determined by strength, Terrible quickening determined by agility, and forceful quickening, I think all three is really nice, is determined by endurance. So just like it says here, you are going to focus on your strength, agility, and endurance, build your warpath with that. Now the thing that I love about quickening is usually when you're tanking with your infantry marches, yes, you're going to deal counterattack damage to ranged heroes. However, most of the time when you're using, let's say, an artifact or something, you cannot benefit from that artifact against ranged heroes. And with quickening, it's kind of a similar story because it says the next time the hero casts a raid skill, they deal damage up to 5 surrounding enemies. This means the enemies needs to be close to you. However, there is still a benefit because you are dealing counterattack damage to every single march that is hitting you, whether it's melee units or range units. And the bonus that you are getting, even against range units, is that they are going to give you a 1 stack of Bard Mark. And if you ever played infantry in Call of Dragons, you will get hit a lot, and most likely you will always be at maximum 3 stacks, and the damage is determined by your Bard Mark stacks. So I think this warpath is going to be really good, especially on heroes. The reason why I said this one is tailored specifically for not just 1 march, but I would say 2 marches. And those marches are of course Medellin and Garwood, but the best one is going to be, I think, Goresh and Skogul. They are tanky, they deal ton of counterattack damage, and Bruinbear is just going to make them a lot better. And if we take a look at recommended skills, of course we don't have to follow them, but there are good suggestions like Counter-Strike, Wild Counter-Strike, and Tough Counter-Strike. Fatal Bite, not bad. Angry Roar, not bad. It says Fierce Attack and Forceful Fierce Attack. However, let me go to Warpath screen. I would say Chain Strike might even be better because with a 50% chance to deal additional damage when dealing physical normal attack damage, and this is what you are going to deal, of course. And the key about Chain Strike is that additional damage can actually trigger your talents. So that's why I think instead of like Fierce Attack, Chain Strike and Wild Chain Strike can be really good on your Bruinbear. Hope you guys liked it, hope you guys enjoyed it. I think both of these warpaths are really good, and you cannot go wrong with both. Shadow Faedrake for your magic units, but as I said, mostly single target ones, and Bruinbear, Goresh and Skogul will be the best, and Medellin and Garwood are also going to work really nice. I see you on the next video. Goodbye.